Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you here for another fun wedding rewind, okay? And this is where we show you cultural weddings that we've worked on and give you a little bit of the dish on the cultures. Now today, we're walking through a 2-day Nigerian wedding, all right? And we're going through all the customs that come with it as well. So make sure you stay tuned. It's gonna be a great time. But first, my name is Faye Shola. I'm the owner of Statuesque Events. We're a wedding planning company that plans weddings anywhere along the East Coast. Like we've done weddings in New England, and we've done weddings all the way down in Florida, all right? So if you're planning a cultural wedding anywhere between there, make sure that you reach out to us. We're your girls, all right? Now, make sure you subscribe to this channel because we do have a new wedding rewind coming up every single month and you don't want to miss it. And we also have wedding planning tips coming every single month, all right? So this is your channel if you love all things wedding. Now let's get into the rewind. Today we're talking, like I said, about Toyin and Shady, okay? So they got married, they were an awesome couple. They booked us for their 2-day wedding to work on both the traditional and the white wedding, and that was amazing. Now, Toyin is a nurse. She does an amazing job as a nurse, on the front lines treating patients, and Shady, was in IT and now has his own real estate business. So they both are amazing professionals and they're also just really great people, right? So I really enjoyed working with them through this wedding. Now, this again was a 2-day wedding, so let's hop into day one. So on day one, the glam team was Makeup by Penang. She did the makeup for the bride and all the bridesmaids, and man, I must say they looked absolutely stunning when they were done. They even had time to do portraits on the bed and just have some fun before it was time for them to go to the traditional engagement, which was a really good time. During the traditional Nigerian engagement, the gist generally is that the groom and his family are coming to ask the bride's family for the bride's hand in marriage, right? So it's a meeting of the families in order for the bride to be able to join the groom's family, essentially. So there are lots of things that are at play there. Their traditional engagement colors were ivory, burgundy, and peach, all right? So it was a really beautiful color combo. You can see the colors in the decor that was displayed at their wedding. I mean, it was really beautiful. It was a great setup, and Beau Decor did a great job of incorporating those colors and also adding a little bit of greenery, to pull out the traditional elements of the day as well. So it was a really beautiful setup. Now, the first part of a Yoruba traditional engagement is when the alaga, or the speaker, introduces the family of the bride to come in. They introduce themselves and they're seated and they essentially are waiting for the family of the groom to come and ask for their daughter's hand in marriage. So you can see the entrances, just a lot of celebration because, it was finally their day of joy to give away their daughter. And then immediately following that is when we brought in the family of the groom, and when they entered and, kind of stated what they're doing there, the fact that they're looking for their daughter's hand in marriage for their son. Now, after these beautiful, elaborate entrances, of course, is when the groom comes in with his boys, and they come in, they're dancing and they're swaggered out and everything. You might notice that the groom is not wearing a cap. There's a reason for that. I'll get into that a little later, but they're dancing and, they're enjoying themselves, and they come in and they have to do multiple things, right? They have to do a little bit of marching, and they also have to prostrate on the floor in front of the family of the bride, right? And the family of the bride also prays for them. It's them showing a sign of respect, and the family of the bride blessing them. So this is definitely a critical moment in any Yoruba traditional engagement. And that was that piece. Now, after the grooms and the groomsmen do everything they need to do, give a little bit of money to the alaga, do all the dancing, and complete all the tasks, they get to sit down. The groom sits down, the groomsmen take a quick picture behind him, and then we wait for the arrival of the bride and her ladies. Now, Toyin and her ladies had an entire dance routine set up, okay? So they came in and they were dancing, they were ready to go, and to just show off their dance routine. And after the dance routine, they finished the entrance, and Toyin came in and she got her blessing from her family and from her future family. And after that, put a cap on Shady's head. Now, this is a big deal in any traditional Nigerian engagement. People always love this part when, she generally would kneel down and place a cap on his head. And yeah, it's kind of like her first duty, right, as a wife. And then the next thing that happens is that they cut the cake. There are a bunch of prayers, lots of blessings going on, because this is a serious event, combining two families. And of course, after that, there is lots and lots of dancing. Everybody gets dinner, there's lots of dancing and lots of partying for the rest of the event. We didn't party too late though. we were really sure to make sure everyone left by 11:30 because the very next day we had to move on to day 2, which is the white wedding. The bride and the bridesmaids were up early in the morning to get their hair and their makeup done. The makeup was done on this day by Glam Queen. So Glam Queen came in and did the makeup for the bride, and Makeup by Penang also did the makeup for the bridesmaids. They came in, made sure everybody got nice and glamorous on the wedding day. And of course, after everyone was done, we had a little bit of time left over, so there was a whole dance party in the room. The bridesmaids broke out in a whole dance party together, just having lots of fun together. Now after the dance party, it was time to get some glam shots. Now we hired the floral guru to design a glam room for the bride and the bridesmaids to take glam photos in, right? So you can see some of the photos on the screen. Like, guys, it was amazing. They had a whole room just to enjoy the glam of the day. If you know anything about Nigerian weddings, we are all about glam and fun and poppin' circumstance. Like, it's a major affair. So this was just a little extra that they added to their event. They had a whole bridal room to enjoy and just have fun before it was time for her to put on her dress, and she finished getting dressed in that room. Now after she got dressed, we also did a first look, which we love first looks because that gives us a little extra time to get the most glam photos, and it's just another moment for the couple to enjoy. So you can see some of the photos of the first look. Like, guys, this was one of the most emotional first looks. Like, they were just so excited to see each other, so excited to just finally be getting married and just to finally see the wedding day come to fruition. Like, it was just a joy to witness. It's just a beautiful thing to see two people in love finally on their wedding day. And soon after that, we piled everyone into the cars and we headed over to Memorial Chapel, which is where the wedding took place. So they had a Christian wedding ceremony in Memorial Chapel, which was not too far from the venue. Everything was in College Park. And they, there was a beautiful procession. Father gave away his daughter, and Shady definitely got a little emotional. We had an emotional groom at the altar, which is always a beautiful thing. The families were involved in a lot of the things that happened at the altar, and it was just a really great arrangement overall for the ceremony. One of my favorite parts of the ceremony is that when it was over, we got to take a photo with every single person who attended the ceremony on the steps. All right, so what that means is that everyone who was at the ceremony was on the steps and got into one big photo. So forever, Toyin and Seyi can look and see who was at their ceremony. And after that, Toyin and Seyi got whisked away in a fancy car. We do fancy cars. Great for photos, great for just hyping up the day. So they had their own vintage car to whisk them away to the reception together. And that was amazing, and they really enjoyed their time with that. And when they got to the reception, it was time for them to preview the room and see the decor that we spent so much time planning for and everything. And you can see on their faces that they loved it. Like, they walked in, they loved everything about the decor. They loved the design, they loved the centerpieces. And for this day, the design color scheme was slightly different. They were going for blush, ivory gold, and hints of navy. Now, most of the navy came in the groomsmen's tux. So the groomsmen got tuxes, which are really beautiful, and they were all navy. But then we also had navy menu cards, which was a great way to pull it into this design plan, just to have, the navy in the menu cards, and then having blush, gold, and ivory everywhere else. Like, when they came in, they loved it. They absolutely adored the way everything came together, and they just enjoyed some time together, a little bit more alone time before everyone else came in. Now, of course, with the reception, we had entrances again. After that, we had parent dances. And once all of that was done and we cut some cake and we had some amazing dinner. Dinner was plated, so it was nice and elegant. No one really had to move. But after that, it was time for everyone to get up and get moving and to dance. And I will admit, our team was dancing at this wedding. All right, so you can see a couple of shots of myself on the dance floor dancing. The DJ played Palans, which of course you gotta dance when you hear that song. So, of course I had to share that on the screen. You can see I did a lot, turning up with the maid of honor. Like, we actually had a really good time once we were done with the formalities. And that, of course, is the goal of any wedding, right? Like, you go through the formalities, you have your emotional moments, and then you just turn up at the end, and that was our goal. And shortly before the wedding ended, Datun set up a custom photo lounge for everyone. We got portraits of some of the guests and of course of the couple in their own custom photo lounge, which was near the cocktail hour area, and it was really good. So they got extra portraits basically out of it in their second look. So it was a very elaborate 2 days. There was a lot going on, but it came together really well. And of course, we love the fact that at the end of the day, we got hugs from our couple. We always love getting hugs from the team. We just love just being in the moment and just being there for them. So I just want to say, Toyin and Shady, thank you once again for trusting us with your wedding, for allowing us to plan both days and help you through both days. It was really a joy. And for all of you out there, if you enjoyed this wedding rewind, if you learned something about Nigerian culture, please make sure you subscribe, all right? Like, we posted rewinds about other cultures already, and we have this coming, and we have more coming. So make sure you subscribe. You'll learn a whole lot about wedding cultures. You'll get to see lots of beautiful wedding pictures. So make sure you subscribe, and I will see you again in the next video, all right? Thanks so much, guys, and I'll catch you next time.